We are back.
More cool decks.
More cool decks. You've seen the last matchup, a very grindy one in the last.
But the games before that, pretty cool.
Yes,
Some tempo magic, some big board states.
Yeah.
So
cool definitely worth to check out.
Yeah. And
here we are with. So we're gonna play out the sessions in a way that both of us will play all these 3 decks.
each deck one time.
The Merfolk last time. I will play Zig this time. You've seen the dynamics. Head over to the video, and we're here with the 3rd deck.
Yep.
Which
was a difficult deck to brew.
It turned out differently than I expected.
Yeah.
I had a very different mindset when I was approaching that deck compared to Samuel. I like the way we ended up with it.
I like it too. I think we ended up at a not even a middle ground. I think I pushed my opinion through. And I think so there's an elf shell. There's a bunch of pretty good elves that only work if you have a lot of elves.
Yeah.
So and that was kind of my main contention, is that we finally have a commander that's a pretty good card as an elf, and kind of building the rest of the elf shell around it would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
In this color combination, you also have HOGAAK, which is one of the strongest things you can do in a creature mid-range aggro deck. So that kind of shell came together to say, okay, well, I want to build this. I want to make elves work, and then the rest of the cards that cut all the not so good elves will try to make HOGAAK work. And that's kind of where we ended up. And I'm curious to see how it'll work. Milling 3 cards on the commander is pretty strong when you only need to do it twice to get to enough cards for HOGAAK. And sometimes you have other cards around it. So casting commander will just lead to, okay, well, now I have a HOGAAK. So that's pretty cool.
And that was actually my approach when we looked at the commanders, and I thought, okay, I have a dog into my commander, and it mills 3 cards. Let's just mill a bunch of cards and do like HOGAAK, Vengevine, and things like this, which the deck does. But you wanted to have the elf feature, which I did not want to have, but it's okay. Originally, we were thinking about even playing 3 tribal decks.
Yeah.
We would have to. This one is a nice load for elves.
Yes.
The goblin card pool is very good, but the goblin flip commander basically sucks. The Ashling, the Izzet one, is also a very bad card.
Yeah,
and it would have supported elementals maybe, but not really, because there's not enough.
We could have taken the 5-color one, but that one doesn't flip.
Exactly. We wanted to stick with the flip mechanic.
Yeah.
I could have built a fish deck, which in comparison to elves would have looked pretty mediocre, I would say.
And I think the fish card pool or the Merfolk card pool has 15 to 20 good cards.
Yeah, there are a bit more because of a few more were added due to the
but
set.
Good cards.
Yeah, good cards. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And beyond that, you can play a couple more Merfolks that are okay.
Yeah.
Like only okay. And other than that, the game plan doesn't really work too well.
Exactly. And then we had like the third, like Bridget, Kitkin is basically
there's no support for that. So
we
ended up with this being our only real tribal deck.
Yeah. More or less.
So
we have a HOGAAK Elves, as you see in the title. We will see who starts first.
Yeah.
You can choose your luck.
I will pick this one.
I will pick this one.
And lose the random paper, scissors, rock for the 7th time in a row, I think.
I think so. 8th, right? No, the random one. Then this is the 5th. Because of the last session we started with this.
And before that I was also on a losing streak of losing the die roll. So
at least I win the die roll.
Yeah. We will resolve mulligans and be back.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
We are back.
With 7 cards on my side.
And 6 on mine.
And a subscription on your side. Not your side, the viewer's side.
Your side.
Your side, yes. I will start with a Survey Land. Having a look at the top card of my library. It is an interesting card, but I think Ruse the Evermore will go to the graveyard.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'll draw. I will play a Lair of the Hydra and an Elvish Mystic.
Oh, nice.
And pass the turn.
Okay. Draw cards. Play a land and I pass the turn.
Okay, I will draw.
Yep.
I'll play a Blooming Marsh and attempt my commander.
I think I will daze your commander.
Okay, he will go to the graveyard.
Okay.
And I'll pass the turn.
Interesting. I wonder if this isn't a bit too greedy, but we will see. Ponder. 2, 3. That's fine. And then play a Scalding Tarn and I pass the turn.
All right, I'll untap. I'll draw. I'll play land and pass.
Yeah. I will draw cards. Pass the turn.
End of turn, I'd like to fetch.
Yeah, you can fetch. Probably looking for the Survey land.
Not quite.
Not quite.
I am looking for a white bordered card, a Bayou.
Okay.
And then I would like to activate a Takenuma. Oops.
Yeah, why not? Trying to get back Tristan.
Discarding it.
Yep.
Mill 3 cards.
Wasn't it 2? No, 3, right.
And then turn a creature or planeswalker. So I think we will
return your commander.
Return my commander.
That seems fine.
Then I'll untap.
Yep.
Draw. Play a land. And play my commander.
I would like to mana leak him.
I will not pay.
Oh.
Then I'll graveyard him again and attempt to unearth him.
Lots of things. Yep.
Okay.
That resolves.
Finally, he enters the battlefield.
Yep.
I mill 3.
Yep.
And then there is an elf card, so I gain 2 life, and I'll pass the turn.
I will fetch. Then I will draw for turn. No. So, draw for turn. That's okay, I guess. I have a Skyclave Apparition.
That's fine.
Targeting your commander.
Yep.
And then I will pass the turn.
I will fetch.
It depends on the lineup.
Right now, at least. Okay,
That
I will
is
bin a
correct.
Dryad Arbor. I'm very happy to bin that one. Draw a
I
card.
can see that. Yep.
So 5 mana. I think I will play a land.
Yep.
Play a Lys Alana Dignitary.
I would like to Stern Scolding her.
Okay, she is Stern Scalding. Then activate my layer.
Yep.
X is 3.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Never mind. X is 2.
Yeah.
Never mind. Then I won't.
Yeah.
Since you have a 2/2. Underestimate. Wait, no. You know, it's green and activate. Yeah, so that's too much.
It would have been 3/3 if you...
No. I paid 2 mana.
Yeah.
I pay 1 and X.
All right, because
So
you
it's
cannot
a
tap itself.
3/3.
You can tap itself, but you wouldn't do that. Yep.
Yeah. Then I pass the turn.
Yeah, I will fetch. Or will I? No, actually, I think I will not. Let's see, maybe I will find a Brainstorm, for example. Drawing a card. I will play my commander. Target the Skyclave. Go for combat?
Yeah.
Check.
I will activate the layer as a 2/2.
And
go to blockers.
Go to blockers.
And attempt to block.
Then they trade.
Yeah.
Then it's your turn.
Okay, untap. Draw. I will play a Llanowar Wastes and cast my commander.
That's fine. Okay, 2.
2 and pass the turn.
What did you mill? The
Skull Clamp, War Master,
Okay. Yeah.
and a Phyrexian Tower.
All right. I will draw a card. Have a trigger, which I will use, I guess. Take for 2.
Take 2.
And pass the turn.
Okay. Untap. Trigger. Pay a black. Flip him. I mill 3 cards. And exile an elf card. Let's do the Dignitary and have you lose 2 life.
Yep.
Then... Oh, I have to draw for turn.
Yeah.
This is before.
Yeah, then...
That.
Right?
Oh.
You have to draw the card that you milled then.
Okay. I'd milled like... this?
3, so you will draw the Vengevine.
No.
Yes.
Oh,
this is
I draw the Vengevine first. Yeah, you're correct. You're correct.
And then you mill the card that you just drew.
I did.
Okay.
That's the Heritage Druid.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think I can go for that. Cast the Vengevine.
It resolves, I guess.
I got a combat.
I think I will swift it.
I will discard a Passager.
Okay. Then I get to search myself something. Going for an island, I guess.
Then I'll attack with these 2.
Yeah, I think I have to bounce the Vengevine. And then I take 3.
Costs 3, not 4, but that's fine.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. Doesn't really matter. Yeah. My turn?
Yes.
Then I draw a card. I have a trigger. Target itself.
Yes.
You have the Vengevine in hand, which I know about. Then I've just drawn a cool card, which helps me in this situation. I have a Delny.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Then I attack.
Yep.
Draw 2 cards.
No blocks.
1, 2. Oh, that's a cool draw. Now we get to see the spicy synergies.
Yep.
Because I have to find something against
the nothing that I'm doing.
Well, you continuously flip cards, and at some point you might find your HOGAAK.
That's true.
And then
at some point
HOGAAK is a dangerous card.
Yeah.
I think Swift is, apart from Swords, the best way to handle HOGAAK for me.
Yeah.
And one of them is already gone. Now we see the power of Delny. I have a Rex Sage, bouncing those 2.
That's not a Rex Sage, but it's a Reflector Mage.
A Reflector Mage, yeah.
Yep.
And then I will pass the turn.
Okay. I'll draw. No trigger. I will cast the Vengevine.
Yep, you have it.
Attack.
Go to 9.
And play a land and pass.
Draw a card. I have a trigger here, which I will pay for. And I will give these 2 guys protection from all colors. I will attack for 6.
Take 6.
And then I will probably cast my Teferi. And bounce the Vengevine to draw a card.
Am I?
So I will play my Prismatic Vista.
Yeah.
And I will pass the turn.
I will fetch end of turn.
Well, you have to draw a spell, I would say.
If you have a counter spell, then I want to cast my Vengevine. and then cast my commander.
Response?
Yeah.
Ang? Abandon those two?
Yeah.
That's GG, right? I can transform next turn, and then I run you down.
So I kept 4 lands and drew 7 more.
Yeah.
So I drew 2 spells that game.
Yeah, that was a very
not
crucial top deck. That's
not a characteristic performance, but we'll see how the other couple of games go.
Yeah, but cool to see this guy doing things. Yeah. That's what we included it for. Over to game 2.
All right.
Okay.
Game 2, my 1 game on the play.
Yes.
We have both kept 7. I will start us off with a Bayou and a Findhorn Elf.
That's
and I'll pass the turn.
That's a good card. I will play an Artemisa, passing the turn.
Okay, I will untap. I will draw. I'll play a Shifting Woodland and cast my commander.
I have a mana type for that. Go for the Tundra. So it's back to the command zone?
Yep.
Right.
And I'll pass the turn.
Okay. Untap, draw. Play that and pass the turn.
Okay. Untap, draw. Play a land.
Yep.
Cast a Malevolent Rumble.
Yep. You have it.
Mill 4. And take a permanent card from amongst them.
Oh, those are good cards.
Be the Icetill Explorer.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And then I will cast a Boreal Druid.
Okay.
Then pass the turn.
I will fetch for my Surveil land. Trigger?
Yeah. They have very clear ways that you can interpret them.
Absolutely, yeah. Says on top.
Yeah.
Draw that. I will cast a Flitterwing Nuisance. Enters with a -1/-1 counter.
Yeah.
And then I pass the turn.
I will fetch.
Yep.
For a Surveil land.
Okay.
Sliding.
Sleeves are completely new.
Yes.
So it's a bit slippery.
That can stay on top.
Yep.
Then I will draw. My commander costs 5. Play a land. 1, 2. 3, 4. Cast the Icetill.
I'd like to memory lapse the Icetill.
That's fine.
Crack it.
For an Overlord.
Oh.
Impended.
Yep.
Milling 3, milling 4. Take the Icetill back to my hand. Pass the turn. Goes
Going
to
down.
4.
Yep. Land for turn. Cast my commander.
Yep.
Target the Flitterwing.
I would like to respond to the target and requiting Hex the further. Yeah.
Yes, okay, she's down. I can't help it. Pass the turn.
Okay. Untap. Draw.
Yep.
Cast the Icetill.
Mana leak.
Unfortunate.
Yep. Especially
Mana
that
leaked.
sequencing, because you want to resolve the spell first and then play your land in order to make use of the...
Then I will cast a HOGAAK.
Oh, HOGAAK is good.
I have a Shifting Woodland. I want to keep Delirium around. So I'll go like this and keep my Wooded Foothills as well. Actually, I will keep an Elf instead of the Orcish Bowmaster, so my commander triggers.
And the rest is exiled. Put it outside. Put it outside.
Okay.
Otherwise it's super messy. Okay.
So Delirium is still active. Then I'll pass the turn, trigger Overlord.
All right. Draw a card. Trigger. I will move it over to this mode. How many cards in hand? One? One. I have an Esper Sentinel, which is not too impressive, I guess. So the target is obviously himself. Yeah, I think I will attack with this guy.
No blocks. 17.
And then I pass the turn.
Okay. Untap. Draw. Oops. I will activate the woodland on my ice tool.
To resolve.
I'll play the foothills. I have a trigger. So this is a creature right now. Trigger.
With the trigger on stack?
Yeah.
I will fetch.
Yeah.
Attempt to bounce HOGAAK.
That's fine.
Then the trigger resolves.
Trigger resolves. Mill 1. Fetch.
Yep.
I think it's a pretty good synergy.
How is Delirium still active with that?
I have creature, land.
Instant.
Instant. Did I overcount?
I think so.
Okay, then I'd have to switch this. That's fine.
Okay.
I had Delirium.
Yeah,
I was
like,
okay. I had overcounted.
You had Delirium, yeah. So
Trigger.
again, guys.
Yeah.
We're playing fun sessions.
Yeah.
Here, so, yeah.
Trigger.
For the second one, yeah.
Fetch.
Yeah. Okay, maybe you have something else.
Trigger.
Yeah.
Mill. And then play Azuri Renegade Leader. And then cast HOGAAK.
Yeah.
Leave lands. Exile Wirewood. Deathrite. Bowmaster. Pendlehaven. And Demonic.
Okay. So Delirium is again still active.
Delirium is still active.
Yep.
That's right.
Okay.
Then pass the turn.
Yep.
This ticks down.
Right. Draw card. Have a trigger, which I will use. Target himself.
Yeah.
It's not too spectacular, I would say. I will attack. Draw card. Elves get +3/+3. Yeah, I mean, I can cast another cool card, the Unsettled Marina. I can cast my Mother of Runes, and I can Swordsteal HOGAAK.
That is a very strong sequence of cards.
That is correct.
I'll go to 21.
Yeah. Pass the turn. Though,
Okay.
I mean...
Draw. I think we could do
things.
The same thing again. Copy Ice Till.
Yep.
Play land.
Yeah.
Trigger. Mill Nissa. Fetch. Then play another forest. This is a difficult line to resolve when you're shuffling lots. That can start getting my swamps as well.
Yeah.
This forest mills a card, and then I replay this, so I have a mill on the stack.
First replay milled Nissa.
Yeah.
Then you had the forest, this milled Bloodstained Mire.
Yeah, the forest milled Bloodstained Mire.
And now
I'm having another forest into the battlefield.
Yeah.
Cast my commander.
Yeah.
Mill 3.
Yeah.
and gain 2.
Have another elf.
Woo! Pass the turn.
Yep.
Down tick Overlord.
Draw a card. Flip this guy. Give the Marina protection. Pass the turn. I think I'm facing a fatal turn here.
Draw for turn.
Does it give trample also?
Yes.
Or, yeah, right? Again, trample. Yeah, that's the problem.
Then trigger.
Yeah. Black.
On black. Transform.
No.
No transform.
I'm intentionally putting
Yeah,
clear
I know.
sleeves.
It's a force of habit. It's a force of habit. Mill 3.
Yeah.
And exile an Elves of Deep Shadow.
To drain me for 2. No, you have to pay 1 for that. It's a target, right? Each opponent, okay. Yeah. Because this one also affects me. I mean, you can still regenerate something if I would be able to.
Attack with everything.
Yeah. Block.
Do you have to block that much?
I mean, no, I can, no. It's like...
Well, this has Death Touch. So
it doesn't matter.
Once it gets trample, it only deals 1 damage and the rest tramples on.
That's true.
So blocking him is not worth.
It's not good. But then Azori and like this.
Yeah. So I will activate.
Yeah, I will give protection from green. Higher.
So 2, 4 is 6. 3 is
10. 15.
11.
16.
11. No, 9. It's 15 damage.
Why 11?
Because
four,
this has 2
6.
power.
Yeah.
So it does 3 damage. It gains trample.
Yeah.
And plus 3 plus 3. So
yeah,
it does 3 damage here.
So again, 4, 4, 5, right? This one here, only 2 comes through?
Yeah. 4
plus
6
4?
plus
6?
3 is 9.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And then plus 6 is 15.
15, that's what I said.
You said 16.
No.
I said 15.
Okay, got it.
Twice.
Whatever. So I go down to 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one did you give protection? The commander. So this guy dies.
No, it does not. Until my next turn, it gets protection from the colors.
Ah, okay. Sure. Then.
Yeah. Which doesn't really change anything.
This guy becomes a
guy's
creature.
Here. I will draw. my last act. I will pay for the trigger, obviously, to target itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see if I find myself.
No blocks.
Hey, no more lies. I can destroy your overlord and then concede.
Okay.
All right. Let's go over to game 3.
Elf gaming.
Hey, it's more HOGAAK gaming, not so much elf.
I mean, the elf wanted it.
Okay, yeah, Azori. Okay, fair.
All right.
We are back to round 3.
We've both kept 7.
Yes. Let's hope for an interesting game here. I will start with a Windswept Heath. Passing your turn.
Okay. I will draw.
Yep.
I'll play a Bloodstained Mire, fetch for a Bayou, and play an Arbor Elf.
Okay.
Then pass.
I will fetch for a Meticulous Archive. Okay, I have a trigger. Is that a good card? We will see about that. I will keep it on top. I will cast a Drannith.
That's pretty good.
The turn.
Just double checking. Okay.
Vengevine still works.
Untap.
Yep.
Draw. Land. Cast a Badgermaw Cup.
Good one.
Target the land.
Ajou, yeah.
And then we have a Earthbent.
1, yeah.
Guy. And I will impend another Overlord.
Okay.
Trigger.
Mm-hmm.
4 cards. We have a Dignitary and Ice Till. I think it is again the Ice Till.
Okay.
Lovely card.
My turn?
Yes.
Draw. Lovely card, he says.
Yep.
I have a lovely interaction for your Earth-Blended Land.
Oh,
That's rough, right?
that is very rough.
1, 2, 3. That.
Third from the top or second?
No, second. Sorry,
Okay.
second. Yeah.
Oh, that hurts.
That hurts. Yeah. And then I will pass the turn, I guess.
Okay. Oh, this is on 4.
Mm-hmm.
Draw for turn. Play a land. Fetch.
Yep. But you get to shuffle. Well, you can leave it there.
The deck is randomized up unto this degree.
That's okay.
Then I would like to attempt to resolve my commander. Oh, sorry, I can't. Okay.
You cannot.
Then I'd like to attempt to resolve a Nissa, Resurgent Animist.
I will memory lapse her.
Okay. Then she's memory lapsed. I'll pass a turn. This takes down to 3.
Mm-hmm. That's something we have to respect.
Okay.
That's the turn.
So you have no white mana?
And you have
no
blue
colored,
mana.
No colored mana.
Yep. For now.
For now. Then I guess we have to just try to cast this from our hands.
Yeah.
Graveyard is empty. Then I'll pass the turn. This takes down to 2.
Okay.
Let's hope you have no bounce spells.
Have to pass.
Okay. Untap.
Yeah.
Draw. Combat.
Mm-hmm.
For 8.
Yeah.
Then I'll play land and pass the turn.
Cast this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Target Harbinger.
Mm-hmm.
Then I give my creature's protection from white.
From green, you mean?
From green, yes.
Yeah.
Then I attack with the Harbinger.
Yeah, that's fine.
Then I draw cards. Well, let's see. I have a Preordain.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I will draw this card.
Mm-hmm.
And cast a Spider Woman.
My stuff comes into play tapped.
Correct.
Okay.
You can go.
Untap. Draw. Combat.
Yep.
For 8.
Yeah. Go to 3.
Yeah. Pass the turn.
Yeah.
Overlord becomes a creature.
Yeah.
You may
My
go.
turn. Okay. Might have been the right thing to do here.
Okay.
It's not too bad. I will cast an Overlord.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. Cannot cast either of those. But I will go for Ruse.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will pass the turn.
You have no other creatures in the graveyard? Okay.
I do not.
I will draw these are all not it. So you're at 3. I will,
because I mean, yeah.
get back the Arbor, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, the thing is, when HOGAAK is dead, I can't recast it if the Drannith.
That is correct.
alive,
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I am still in a pretty tricky position. If you don't survive this combat and my HOGAAK dies, then if you survive this combat and my HOGAAK dies.
Block like that. No, I'll look like this. This. And the bedroom will cup, I guess.
Okay. No damage tramples over.
Take 1.
I kill these 2.
Yep.
HOGAAK is in the graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
This guy dies. This is like that. Cast my commander.
You can still not cast it tomorrow.
I was, yeah. I'm like, the hate is gone. The hate is not gone.
No, it's not.
The hate is not gone.
It's funny though.
The hate is gone to some extent. I will Demonic Tutor and play the Dryad Arbor tapped and push the Drannith.
Yep.
Did you? No.
No, I did not.
Okay.
Yep. My turn?
Your turn.
Okay. Draw card. So I have, yeah, that's bad. Can't even activate these lands. I will look at your hand.
See, Ice Till, Glowspore Shaman, Elvish Visionary, Nissa, and Survival.
Yeah, I can provide maximum of 2 blockers.
Yeah.
And then you still have 2.
Yeah.
Okay, GG. I don't know, I thought you were a bit over-theorizing there last turn, because you could have also... I like throwing these in earlier. Was not useful against the Drannith. But you could have, like, just go for combat. You can't do shit.
Well, yeah, I mean, if other things survive, if the Drannith stays and then you have a removal for the Overlord or something like that, then I'm in a much more difficult position.
Since HOGAAK has trample, I always have to throw in 3 creatures into that.
You could have gone to 1.
But without trading him. Why would I put 2 creatures in front?
True.
Not trading him.
Yeah,
that would be
true.
terrible.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Terrible.
That's true. All right.
Okay.
We will
Fancy
see
session. We will see
another
each other.
game with Tristan
and Bridget.
and Bridget.
See you over there.
Thanks for watching and see you next time.
Yes.